What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. It's Aleksi here. So in this video I want to talk about the lies you tell yourself every day, and this is kind of like small things like self-deception, pride and things like that. When you're doing this, it's like you might even do it unconsciously. It's like you might have this like pride about something. Maybe it's according to your work or something you do even, or it's just about yourself in a way that like you're prideful about something that's actually negative and wrong within you. Or you're lying to yourself like, oh, I don't have these like negative states, or I don't have any problems, or I don't have any corruption within me. Like these are kind of like lies you tell yourself. And these kind of lies, whether it's in your work or whether it's within you or whatever, usually it's related to inner work and how you are as a person, your nature essence. And lying to yourself about these things and your state that you're currently in, and especially in situations you lie like how you actually feel. You kind of lie to yourself, and you don't like want to dissect yourself, and you lie to yourself every day. And these kind of things are kind of what blocks your breakthroughs, especially on the inner work side. It's like if you want to change and have the inner work done, you can't like evade and kind of like pretend that you don't have bad habits or something like that. You have to kind of like realistically look at yourself and conform to the facts of like how the situation actually is with God, and seek God's enlightenment and God's words to understand the truth better, and to understand yourself and contemplate on yourself openly without, you have to come before God openly and be with yourself open as well. You can't like hide yourself from yourself in a sense, because that's what self-deception is, and lying to yourself is kind of like you're masking yourself in a sense that like you're perfect but you're not actually perfect. And that's what a lot of people do, is they pretend that there's no problem even though there's a problem. And that's one way to block your own breakthrough in your work and in your life and reality, is not allowing yourself to change, not acknowledging like that you're obsessing over something. I had these few ideas come to mind when I was watching these videos. Things like, checking your like social media every day. If you're doing social media, for example, like that your videos are doing perfectly, or I don't know, checking your finances constantly, or obsessing about some person and checking their social medias. Like these could be a lot of like different things that you lie to yourself that are not a problem. It could be really small things, like you need to discern like, are you like stalking somebody on social media? Are you obsessed about some kind of like idolizing some person, or obsessed about some person? Are you constantly like stuck in some kind of pattern that you need to break through? To have a breakthrough, you need to first have a breakthrough in defeating that pattern, to have a breakthrough in your inner work. And it's so important, especially right now, at this time, for those that hear this message, to release any like old things you have in your life, and not lie to yourself about the situation you find yourself in and any old things you have. This could be related to like even abundance and feeling, positive and peaceful, and not being stuck in negative loops as well, and having releases in every area of your life, and understanding that, really contemplating like which areas of my life do I have a problem in, and where do I think like, is it like my negative states of mind? Is it, my financial worries? Is it this and that? Is it lack of like submission to God, lack of understanding of what God is doing in your life and orchestrating, and accepting that properly? It could be a lot of things that would kind of stop you from having that breakthrough in your faith journey with God. And it could be related to a lot of areas in your life. God will show you a lot of problems in your life that you might be like worrying about, or you're stuck in, that you need to break through in terms of like habits and the way you think and everything. So you need to pay attention to this and seek God's enlightenment and guidance in your life, and really also contemplate yourself according to the truth. And this way you'll like start to understand where there's problems and be able to resolve them. And this is an ongoing process, and it's not going to happen instantly. And it's still a going process, till you become more and more perfect in a sense with God. But I hope this helps you understand where you could be lying to yourself every day, and that you don't live in this delusion world in your mind where you think you're perfect or you're not doing something wrong when you're clearly doing something wrong. That's why you need to always be very observant and contemplate yourself and ask God for guidance and enlightenment. so you really understand where you're going wrong, and so you don't like end up in a bad situation forever and get stuck and never have a breakthrough in your inner work and your reality. But thank you for watching. I hope this helps. If there's a will as well, God bless. Amen. If there's one-on-ones you would like, in the description for help, and the rest in the description. Thank you very much for watching.